Back now to our top story, a potential agreement between the U.S. and Iran. President Trump says a deal is scheduled to be signed tomorrow and that Tehran will give up its nuclear ambitions in exchange for economic relief.
Any deal will be good for America. His priorities this entire conflict have not changed, and that is to protect the safety and the security of the American people and make sure that Iran does not get a nuclear weapon.
Let's bring in Michigan Republican Congressman John James. He's an Iraq War veteran and a candidate for governor. All right, so John, peace has been elusive so far in this war with Iran. What do you think the chances are that there's going to be something signed that is concrete?
Well, this is the first time in about ever that our enemies and our allies are taking the American president seriously. President Trump believes in peace through strength, and he is delivering on his promises to keep America safe at home and abroad. Under President Obama, they gave the JCPOA, the Iran nuclear deal, and emboldened Iran along with pallets of cash in the darkness of night. And under Joe Biden, it was open season on Americans at home and abroad. And the money that he unfroze definitely went to the Houthis, Hezbollah, and Hamas and funded terror activity. As a combat veteran myself, I understand the evil that they have perpetrated. And President Trump said, not on my watch. No more death to America, no more nukes. President Trump is executing, and we're excited to see what we come up with tomorrow.
I want to put up a statement from the Vice President J.D. Vance posted this on Truth Social. He says, I'm seeing a lot of fake information about a potential deal to reopen the strait and end Iran's nuclear weapons program. First, the Iranians are not receiving any cash and no funds are being released for simply signing a deal or attending a meeting. The deal is structured to ensure that the U.S. and its allies' concerns are prioritized, and that if the Islamic Republic of Iran meets its obligations, then economic benefits will flow to them in the entire region. This deal has the potential to remake the region and lead to lasting peace. They've got to be hurting economically. They're losing hundreds of millions of dollars because of the blockade and everything else. Is it possible that they're just dodging, they're just feinting here, pretending to sign and hoping that if they can wait out this 60-day period that, you know, the Republicans will take a beating in the midterms?
Well, they can try that, but they'll learn very quickly that our president is a president of common sense and a president of consequences. President Trump is the president of peace, but he's also the president of strength. And this is exactly why Tehran is coming to the table to negotiate. President Trump said no Navy. They now have no Navy. He said no nukes. They now have no nukes. And President Trump is saying that you can no longer say death to America and have the means to do it. And they're coming to the table to negotiate and open the Straits of Hormuz. This is going to be event-driven. This is going to be fact-based, and nothing is going to proceed outside of America's interests while President Trump is in charge. And so I'm excited for this deal. And as somebody, again, who fought in Iraq, terrorists who were trained by Iranian extremists, somebody who has lost brothers and sisters in those fights, I'm excited to finally have a president who means business and is making America safe and strong again.
You know, I imagine some of those brothers and sisters were lost to those explosive formed penetrators that Iran developed and handed out like candy in the Middle East. General Jack Keane heads the Institute for the Study of War. He's our senior strategic analyst. Here's what he had to say about this potential agreement.
We have to remind ourselves always who we are really dealing with here. And that means the ingredients in the deal are predicated on who we're dealing with. And Iran, we know what they want. They want to survive, they want to recover what they've lost, and we've got to remember this, they want to reverse all the tenets of the deal that they agreed to. That is who they are.
So the devil is in the details, I guess. How confident are you that the U.S. and Iran are going to sign on to a deal that defangs that country?
Well, we shouldn't trust Iran as far as we can throw them. Again, as somebody who's been over to Iraq, who's dealt with the terror over there, that was funded and trained by Iran, we should believe our opponents when they say death to America. We should believe our enemies when they say death to America. I don't trust them, which is why the President Trump is exactly the person to bring about this change, remaking the region, making America more prominent, more safe, increasing affordability. and using our leverage with our great energy capacity here to have the leverage to push back on any type of leverage they thought they had. Again, if Iran goes back on their promises, they will be held to account. I trust the president, and I'm excited to see the deal that we come up with tomorrow.
John James, Army veteran and Republican congressman from Michigan, thank you.
Of course, thank you.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.